Hello, and welcome to today's trending contract, Kill Order 2-11-7103188-21, set in Miami, and supplied to us today by Rolenzo44. So on to our briefing. There have been reports of a syndicate trying to manipulate the results of the global innovation race set in Miami. You will identify as Douglas Smith. The client will provide you with a device to assist you with your assignment. You are free to utilize the device if you please to do so. The client prefers clean assassinations as they will be present at the event. You are allowed any method. Good luck, agent. So on to our targets, and today we have 5 of them, along with 3 objectives. So for today's challenge, we'll be starting as the waiter. We're going to have a emetic gas grenade stored up in the pit locker room, and we'll be bringing with us a lockpick, a proximity micro taser, and a silence pistol. So right from the start and off the bat, we are going to head directly to our first target, who is Mr. Rutter, and he is the race event organizer, I believe, or the FIA in charge. So we're going to lockpick our way into his office, grab his golf club, and we're going to render his personal guard unconscious, pull out our silence pistol, and dispose of our first target. So no one will come in here, but just to be safe rather than sorry, we're going to clean up the mess, and we're just going to deposit both of these unfortunate gentlemen into the closet there, and we can then move on. So we're going to head now straight down into the locker room area and retrieve our gas grenade, and down there we will also activate it as well. So straight down the stairs into the pit locker area. We are trespassing here, but there is no one around at the moment. This area will be occupied a little bit later on, but for the time being we are free and clear. So we're going to grab our gas grenade, remove it from the briefcase, return it to the briefcase, activating it, and then select our detonator, and then we're going to make our way over to the FWAC motorhome or hospitality area, and up here we will encounter our next 2 targets along with an enforcer. So we just want to keep the enforcer blocked from our view, and then we're just going to bump quickly into one of our targets, trigger our gas grenade so that we can infect both of them. They will both get sick, and they will both look for somewhere to purge themselves. So it doesn't really matter who goes where. It looks like Mr. Delgado is going to go into the downstairs bathroom, and the Sheik is going to go over to a bathroom in the stands. And we want to wait for him to get into position, because if we move on Hector Delgado before he's in position, he will then use this bathroom as well. And there's nowhere to hide Mr. Delgado. So into the toilet you go, sir. Try not to get anything up your nose while you're there. So 2 targets down, and because the other gentleman, the Sheik, has taken so long to get where he is, we actually have plenty of time to catch him up. So we're going to follow the exact same route that he did, make our way into the toilets under the stands, making sure we close the door behind us. Excuse me, Sheik, you haven't seen my pet goldfish down there, have you? Turns out no, he hasn't. I'm wondering whether my fish has abandoned me. So 3 targets down with 2 more to go, and we now need to do a little bit of legwork as we are going to require some lethal poison. And there are a number of lethal poisons on the map, mostly syringes. We need a vial. So we're going to go through the little medical center and out the other side, and we're only trespassing while we're in this room. And once we are through this room, we can then head to the main medical center. And we do need to be aware that, again, this will be a trespassing area. And usually we need to wait for the gentleman you can just see off to the right to move. But we've managed to get here in just enough time to make our way around to the back of the medical center. Although we have attracted the medic's attention. So we're going to move as fast as we can, taking out the surveillance camera outside of the pits, into the storage room of the medical center. We're going to retrieve the lethal poison from within, and then we're just going to wait for the medic to lose interest and go back to his usual routine. And we will be waiting for him once again, as his next port of call is not an ideal position for us. So once he finishes playing with his clipboard over yonder and moves away, we can then crouch down and exit the medical facility or the medical area, where we will no longer be trespassing, and we can stop breaking our back with our crouch run, and we can now head back to I believe the Kowloon motorhome. We're going to go around the long way because the red carpet area is a trespassing area and there are a couple of guards we would have to avoid. We're going to head straight into the Kowloon motorhome and up to the first floor. And up here, once again, we will have an enforcer serving staff member. Now this one is a little bit trickier to avoid, so we're going to go out onto the balcony. We're going to approach the bottle of beer in the corner, add our lethal poison to it, and then retreat back the same way we came. We're just going to wait for the enforcer to move over to the rear door there, and they will then have their backs to us, and we can then exit the motorhome also via the rear doors, which is on the left. 47, there we go. So we're going to move straight on to our next target, and they move around quite a bit, and we need to intercept them down in the toilet under the stands. There he is. We want to get there a little bit ahead of him so that we can get set up, and by coming this way we have triggered a conversation between the two patrons who are out in the corridor. So we're just going to wait for our target to get into position at the sinks before overflowing the toilet cubicle sink, dropping our proximity taser on the floor and exiting as quickly as we can, as the gentleman may become an enforcer while he's investigating. But when he does go in to investigate, he will step into the puddle and have a shocking experience. So everything is now done. All we have to do is make our way to the nearest available exit, and I'm going to head for the main event exit, which technically is the nearest available one to us. And we now have a very long wait ahead of us. Basically, we have to wait for the race to finish, for Moses to go through his podium process, and then make his way to the motorhome for a celebratory drink, which he will find not to his liking. So with all of our targets now taken care of, all we have to do is approach the main gate and head out of the event. So there we go, one more trending contract taken care of, and we just get confirmation that all of our targets have been eliminated according to plan, we've managed to meet all of our objectives, and that in turn will get us a Silent Assassin rating. I have been Anubis, and I will see you all in the next video.